I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Analyst with the Center for the Future Work here at Cognizant, and I want to thank you for joining us today. I have with us today as guest digital transformation expert Manish Bahl, calling from Delhi. Thanks for joining us, Manish.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin.
So tell me, what is the weather like in Delhi? Here in Boise, Idaho this morning, the snow is melting off as we get kind of a warm winter rain coming through. What's it like there?
Yeah, so winter is approaching in Delhi, and it's getting chilly every day. So nights are usually quite cold, but during the daytime, it's a very pleasant weather. So this is a good time to be in Delhi if you really want to be in India.
All right. Well, I do, but I just can't get there yet. Christmas is coming. So
Oh
I
yeah.
understand you just published a brand new research paper, and the paper's called Asia Rising Digital Driving. Talk to us about that. And what was your objective of doing that study, Manish?
Sure. So if you look at Kevin, many business leaders today are probably overwhelmed and maybe confused by the hype surrounding digital transformation. If you were to ask 100 executives, what is digital transformation, you will receive at least 99 different responses based on each individual's understanding of, digital, the organization structure, vision, so on and so forth. But despite all the bluster, we know that progressive business leaders are already cutting through the noise and are unlocking huge amounts of value from digital. So we decided to write a report to understand how the future of digital transformation is playing out in Asia Pacific and what leaders globally can learn from the changes that are happening in the region right now. So we surveyed, over 300 business and technology leaders in the region on the value of going digital. They told us not only what's working, but what's not in their digital journeys. So if you look at, the Asia Pacific region's improving infrastructure and fresh thinking around digital is producing new strategies, models, and processes that established Western businesses can apply to their ongoing transformation efforts, our latest research reveals.
Got it. So, Manish, if you could explain to those that are kind of being introduced to the concepts of digital transformation, what's your definition of digital transformation?
Yeah, so our definition, of digital transformation is it's just not about technology. Digital transformation is more than technology. It means innovation to connect technology, data science, devices, design, and business strategy to change a business process or customer experience. So it is all about putting the customer, the device, the organization, or business process at the center of change that improves agility, revenue, and cost by connecting the physical world to the digital or code world, what we call it.
Wow. Okay, so you would include mobility, Internet of Things, and data analytics and social mobile analytics and cloud. All of that, is that all made up all together? Is that what makes up digital transformation?
Yeah, so as I said, it's not just about technology. Technology is one of the key components, one of the important pillars when you are building a digital transformation strategy. And all the the smack stack technologies or the new technologies, whether it's robotics or automation, Internet of Things. So all these technologies are also going to play an important role. But ultimately, digital transformation, the definition and the usage of digital transformation, may vary from company to company or industry to industry, depending upon each company's vision, the organization structure, the risk appetite for the organization, and number of other factors that usually organizations consider. But the baseline is something, when it comes to digital transformation, is something that we have already, provided. I just spoke about.
Got it. So you recently wrote that digital transformation is quickly becoming the path to thriving, if not surviving, in our new age. What does that mean to us?
Yeah, so that's a good point, Kevin. If you look at, Asia Pacific's digital story is all about growth, massive growth. Digital is the key to addressing the wants and needs of current and future online consumers, who will represent half of Asia's population by 2020, which is up from one third today. So while digitally enabled consumers throughout the world are shaking up business models, value chain, and ecosystems, nowhere is this more apparent than in this region. So what's happening in Asia Pacific is a preview of the changes that will come to other regions. So if you look at, one of the key findings from our paper is digital first is the new norm in Asia. In fact, 96% of companies we surveyed in the region say that they are well on their way to digitally transform their businesses, generating new levels of value at much faster rates than in first world economies. And these changes are having significant business impact. So Asian decision makers, told us that going digital could propel revenue growth more than 13% by 2017. For the companies we studied, that adds up to more than 20 billion US dollars of revenue impact based on going digital. So as cliche, as it sounds, digital transformation is quickly becoming the path to thrive, if not survive, in our new age.
Wow. So, why does it seem that in Asia, companies are digitally transforming at a faster rate than in Western economies?
Yeah, so if you look at number of factors that provide this hypothesis to be true, the region accounts for half of the world's total 2.8 billion internet users, and it is already the largest regional e-commerce market. And there are market estimates that by 2025, today's fast-changing technologies like mobile internet, the Internet of Things, cloud technology, 3D printing, and advanced robotics are expected to lead to 30% of GDP growth in Southeast Asia alone, and then 20 to 30% GDP growth in India, and up to 22% GDP growth in China. And also, if you look at, the tech entrepreneurs, are already leveraging digital platforms and quickly building billion-dollar fortunes, thereby challenging traditional business models and industries. So four of the top 15 worldwide global public internet companies are based in China. So
Mhm.
Asia Pac has become a crucial growth engine for many companies across industries, and the pendulum swing of economic power from west to east has actually accelerated over the last decade.
Wow. So, as you know, I'm a mobility analyst and mobility guy for many, many years out there. What role does mobility play in digital transformation?
Yeah, so mobility definitely it's going to be critical. Rather, it's going to be a central to the digital transformation strategy for our organization. We believe that Asia Pac can be seen as a laboratory for disruptive mobile innovations because 43% of web traffic in Asia comes through mobile. And if we compare this figure with the global, it's just 33% at global level. So moreover, the region accounts for more than half of the world's smartphones today. So it is evident, from our study findings that mobile capabilities are at the center of companies' customer engagement strategies. An enormous opportunity awaits global leaders who import the region's mobile innovation. So there is a great opportunity for global leaders to understand what's happening in Asia from mobile innovation perspective and try to leverage those innovations in their own respective regions and territories.
Very good. So tell me, for decision makers, strategists, executives at multinational companies, what do they have that they can, or what can they learn from the digital transformation happening in Asia?
Yeah, so based on our findings, Kevin, we believe it is critical for global decision makers to learn from the first-hand experience of leaders in the Asia Pac, both to participate in the enormous opportunities of digital transformation and to incorporate the region's game-changing innovations, business strategies, and successful approaches into their own businesses. In particular, global leaders, should take note of the three lessons from the region's digital advances. The first was there is no West East strategy in a digitally leveled world. There is no separate strategy for each of the regions. It's a digitally leveled world today. So global companies will need to deal with aggressive technology charged up, companies that are based in Asia. So many of which are free from the burden of legacy systems and outdated business practices and are able to quickly adapt to innovative, processes and take greater risks. So one of the great examples is Alibaba's initial, public offering IPO in September 2014, the largest in the world to date, generating an extraordinary, mind-boggling 25 billion US dollars. So global companies need to move beyond viewing emerging markets as a low cost, low quality product push, destination and leverage the region's technological breakthroughs. So the mind shift, should be rooted in global headquarters and executed at the local level. So we have already witnessed, some of the global companies like GE, Procter and Gamble, and many others are already leveraging Asia Pac for technological breakthroughs.
Wow. So, how does a company, what are the steps, Manish, that a company would even start on to digitally transform themselves to be able to thrive and survive in this new world?
Yeah, so something, yes, so something that we highlighted in the report categorically, like companies really need to revamp their business processes because processes are meant for transactions, not for engagement. But in a digital first world, there is going to be a lot of push for organizations to revamp both their customer facing as well as their backend processes. So, adopting a digital first approach to simplify the customer experience and driving growth. In fact, more than half of companies that we surveyed are finding it difficult to implement a consistent customer experience across channels, due in part to business process integration related challenges. So that's where we believe companies really need to invest in revamping and upgrading their customer facing processes, but at the same time they really need to focus on reducing cost and improving efficiency by revamping their backend processes. So although customer experience focused processes are the most visible, companies are also realizing strong benefits from transforming internal processes. So we believe that a 1% reduction in operational costs resulting from revamped, digitized, internal processes will deliver 2% revenue growth as the savings, can be leveraged for better tasks.
Wow. Thank you for sharing your insights with us in this call today, Manish. Now, where can people find the paper Asia Rising Digital Driving?
Sure, Kevin. We believe that becoming digital is the biggest challenge and opportunity that we will face in the next 10 years. So much has already happened, but we are just getting started. So to learn more about the digital advances being made in Asia Pacific, read our white paper Asia Rising Digital Driving, available now at futureofwork.com and cognizant.com.
Got it. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin.